On a 12-year-old that's out here cutting grass.
Stick with us on this one because 12-year-old Reggie Fields, pictured right there, is running his own business this summer in Maple Heights.
He's cutting lawns and cleaning up yards, and that's what he was doing the other day when someone called 911 asking police to make him stop. Only on News 5, our Tara Molina is joining us live right now. And Tara, you learned that that call actually ended up backfiring on the people behind it.
Danita, pretty silly stuff here, but it sure did, and over a piece of grass about this big. At first, this discouraged that young man, but that one call helped him get more business than he could have ever imagined. Determination in his eyes and his posture.
He is very motivated.
With a lawnmower almost as big as he is. 12-year-old Reginald Field is on his toes, doing business.
I'm having fun at the same time cutting.
His new business, Mr. Reggie's lawn cutting service.
I like just being out the house.
And with several helping hands and his cousins, brothers and sisters, this group is up with the sun every day, working the neighborhood. And it's been smooth cutting this summer, until an incident a couple days ago. A new crew pulling up at Miss Lucille's house, where they were working for the first time. Maple Heights police.
They said I was cutting their grass, but I didn't know it.
Lucille told me she quickly learned the neighbors called to complain.
They said that the kids cut their grass.
Claiming the group cut a section of their property and were in their yard. Yes, called police on children cutting grass. Reggie said he was discouraged for a minute.
I was like, that's a shame because I didn't know.
But no longer than that, because the post Lucille put on Facebook about what happened ended up with thousands of views, hundreds of shares.
I guess I have like a line where part of it is not my yard. They called the police to tell the police that the kids was cutting their grass.
And now, Mr. Reggie is getting a lot of support for his new business from people seeing this and wanting to make sure he's never discouraged again.
People are, inboxing me like, how can I get in touch with these children? Where are they at? I got property that I even want these kids to, to cut their grass.
His lesson learned, no matter what life throws at you, just keep pushing, just keep moving.
Just give me a call. I will be there on time.
Something tells me Mr. Reggie's going to be getting a lot more calls tonight, but he, his siblings, and his cousins are already hearing from folks all over the city. This is certainly growing their business. He told me he's trying to raise some more money to expand it even more. As for that neighbor who called the cops, they called our station, but they didn't want to go on camera. Reporting live in Maple Heights tonight.
YouTube, what's going on? Trey back again, hit you with a video. Now this video right here comes out of Ohio by way of Maple Heights, but we have a 12-year-old boy who's trying to do the right thing, as the wise man Spike Lee once said. Trying to do the right thing, trying to just get a little money, to go take care of whatever you want to go take care of. But in that process, he encountered some people complaining about basically that he was in their yard, he was mowing their yard. And you might say, well, why would people call the police on children? And if it was that big of a problem, number one, why not go out there and tell them you're in my yard and will you please don't step in my yard, or just ignore it, if you will. But some people are so damn petty. Yes, some people are so full of it, are so full of mess and BS that they would like to see you unhappy, whether you're young, middle age, or old. You know what I'm saying? Evil don't give a damn how old you are. Let me put it that way. So this boy reminded me of myself when I was young, because I used to mow yards and I wasn't even 12. I was like 8, 9 years old, because that was my family believe in hard work. So if I wanted something, I pretty much had to go out there and get it, and they would give me the rest to match. You know, even when I was young, that's why I work hard to this very day, and I appreciate them for that, because this builds strong work ethic. So this child could have been doing a lot of other things like 12-year-olds do, but at the same time, he's trying to be a young entrepreneur, and instead of getting behind this young man, supporting him, you have people basically trying to degrade him, call the cops on him. Why call the cops on him? I mean, it's just a yard, but this the level people would stoop to these days in time. They don't give a damn, and it's the same on social media. It's the same on YouTube or whatever the hell else. If somebody see you doing your thing, people gonna hate on you regardless. So one thing you gotta do is just make it like dirt off your shoulder. Just dust it off and keep on going. So what I'm gonna do is read a snippet from this story, and I'm gonna give my opinion. Surely, as we go. 12-year-old Maple Heights black boy mowing lawn has cops called on him by neighbors. Now, his name is Reggie Fields, lawn cutting service, Maple Heights, Ohio. Business become local favorite after neighbor complaint on 12-year-old black boy, backfired. And they basically try to diminish this young man's hopes. I don't know why would you sit there and do that to a 12-year-old. If I'm in my house and I see a 12-year-old mowing the yard, if anything, I'm going to ask him, could he cut my yard sometimes? And also, if he do step in my yard, which most likely he will, he have to turn around with the more or less he going to get a precision cut that you would need a laser guidance system to navigate around, or unless somebody going to step in your yard. So unless you have laser precision eyes in a lawnmower, you're going to step your foot in somebody's yard, which it should be a problem. It's not like you trespassing out in their backyard trying to look in their windows. But this is where we at now as a society, as a culture, where people just don't give a damn no more about nobody, and they're just so petty. Let's continue. Now, disconcert has come to the fore after an Ohio neighbor called police to report a 12-year-old black boy trespassing after inadvertently mowing their side of the lawn while working on another neighbor's front lawn. The incident follows Reginald Reggie Fields having spent the summer mowing multiple lawns on his job and as a way to pick up some cash at his local Maple Heights neighborhood. And I'm not familiar with Maple Heights. Matter of fact, never even heard of it. So my people around there in the Ohio area who is familiar with this area, please let us know what type of place this is, what kind of neighborhood is this, and what kind of surroundings it is, because it sounds like to me that they are very racist, if you know what I mean. Now, the young boy, helped by his siblings and cousin, has agreed to cut the grass for Lucille Holt, but accidentally crossed over into her neighbor's front yard, which shouldn't be a big deal. The yards are not separated, but run on form from each other, making it difficult to see where one lawn begins and another one ends. You know where the grass, the grass, excuse me. I don't know why I'm thinking about glass. But you know, like some yards have a fence dividing them, whether it's a picket fence or whether it's a wooden fence or whether it's a steel fence. Some of these yards don't have any boundaries or anything letting you know that this is my designated area or this is your designated area. Depends on how the yard's made. Some of them crisscross or whatnot. Some of you all familiar exactly what I'm talking about. But you would think dealing with adults that it wouldn't be no problem. But at the same time, when people have hatred in their heart, they're so petty, you know, because you don't even, they didn't even take time out to understand that this was a child and that this child was basically out there just trying to make a couple of dollars instead of breaking in your car or your house, you know. But it's sad that some people would rather see your kid doing that instead of seeing them trying to be a young entrepreneur and just basically working for themselves. They'd rather see them out there begging for money instead of trying to make money. That's sad. Now, let's continue. Now, rather than presumably but delighted with the free lawn trim, the neighbors instead called 911. Even though they got some of their yard cut, they still called 911 anyway. Now, told holding a video, since the video has gone viral, the neighbor filmed as cops arrived. Who does that? I mean, who films as the cops arrive like you're waiting for something to go down? I mean, is it that boring in Ohio where you have to provoke and make drama over something really so simple, not even a mistake? I mean, let's be for real. You know, people walk through people's yards all the time, but especially if you stay by a main street or by a sidewalk, somebody is not going to walk on that sidewalk all the time. So you're going to sit outside and watch people walk down the sidewalk and make a mistake and step in your yard or drop a piece of paper just to call the police. People need to grow the hell up, especially these older people. Now, adding, I'm so angry right now. This is totally ridiculous. Holt said that the kids had been minding their own business, mowing the lawn when they accidentally strayed into the neighbor's yard. She added that most people will be pleased to see kids developing a good work ethic. Same thing I said. And staying off the streets, but not in this day of time. People do not give a damn about nobody but themselves. You know what I'm saying? And misery loves company, because if they had any kind of joy or light in their life, you wouldn't sit up here and call the police on the children. And if it bothered you that much, you would tell the child, look, would you please, sir, this is my yard. If it meant that much to you, if it was that much of a problem, if it caused you that much of a heartache, you would have went outside or told Miss Holt, Lucille Holt, look, this guy is stepping in my yard. I don't want him in my yard. But don't have to call the police. Why do people, like I said in other videos, why are people so quick to call the police over every little thing? You know what I'm saying? Whatever happened to working your own problems out? Let's continue. Now, recalled Holt. They should be glad these kids aren't here breaking their car windows out. They should be glad they aren't here stealing their cars. They called the police because the kids were cutting their grass. Who does that? Holt added that her troublesome neighbors would call the police at the drop of a hat. And you do not want to stay around those people, trust me, because they can do whatever they want to do, and you shouldn't call the cops on them. They could be loud stepping your yard, but the moment you try to call the cops on them about something, it's going to be a big hoopla, a big fuss. But they can call the cops when you just outside, you know what I'm saying, probably got in your car. You know how some of you all leave your radio up, probably left your radio up, and probably make that boom boom sound, you know what I'm saying, that bass. They get mad, call the police instead of just understanding this person's got in his car. It was a mistake. Now, I can see if somebody totally blasting their music, you know what I'm saying, 5, 6, 7 minutes waiting to get in the car. You know how some people let their cars run up, let the system blast. But if you just get in the car, and sometimes you all forget to turn the system down, sometimes you can't turn it down until you turn the key over, you know, and if it make a little doom-doom sound real quick, as long as it ain't long or everlasting, why call the cops? But you have people call the cops over there talking about loud noise, excessive noise. Let's continue. Now, they call the police for everything. They call the police because my kids were throwing snowballs. Who does that? And I would move from them people, because if they do not like children that much, I don't know if it's because of their color or not, because she didn't say what color her neighbors was. So I'm suspecting and thinking that most likely her neighbors are white people who do not just like black people. Let's just be honest. Now, Maple Heights Police Department Lieutenant Joe Moxerin said an officer responded, but no action was taken against Reggie or his relatives. What action can you take if the child turned a lawnmower around or he stepped his foot in their yard? What can you take? You gonna charge him with trespassing? I mean, for real? A little kid is out there working hard. Heck no. They said I was cutting their grass. I didn't know it. Reggie, who runs Mr. Reggie's Lawn Cutting Service, told WPTV. Even the little boy didn't even know. It got him confused and everything. And big shout out to him for persevering and pushing on. That's what you have to do. You have to show these haters that you're not going to quit regardless of what they try to throw at you. You know what I'm saying? Like the old saying is, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. Whatever you do, you know what I'm saying, you try to bring me down, that's going to turn around and stick back to you. You feel what I'm saying? So think about that. Whenever you go dig one ditch, make sure you bring 2 shovels or dig another hole, because dig a ditch for yourself, because in case you trying to catch me up to fall in the ditch, you might fall in that other ditch yourself. So be careful. That's what people get when they try to do you dirty and be mean, just being cruel, you know, inhumane. Posted the 12-year-old boy's mother, Brandon Marie Fields, on Facebook. This is what happens when your kids are doing positive things in Maple. The police shows up, shaking my head. Holt's video led to many condemn the neighbors for calling the cops on hard-working young kids and wasting the police time, while others wonder whether the police would have been called in the first place if Reggie had been white. While Reginald Fields may have been unnecessarily put out, the 12-year-old concedes the incident since leading to his business booming. People from all over the neighborhood are asking him to mow their lawns, and that's a good thing. Y'all gonna be seeing Reggie all over Maple Heights very soon. And the family have also received donations of gardening equipment to expand the business and make their job a little easier. People are inboxing me like, how can I get in touch with these children? Where are they at? I got property. I want these kids to cut, Ho said in a video since posted to the internet. And that's a good thing. And big shout out to Miss Lucille Holt, and big shout out to Reginald and his siblings, his cousins and whatnot. Y'all keep your head up, keep pushing and doing your thing, because I was there one time before and I had me 2 lawnmowers, burnt one of them up when I was young. So I know what it means about getting out there mowing yards, and that's not easy, because you find a lot of grown folks who don't even want to mow their own yard. So when you have a child, because I remember I used to be that child. You feel me? So I can relate to Mr. Regis, you know what I'm saying, even though he's a 12-year-old. But at the same time, I can relate to him. And I put myself in his shoes, and I know how bad I would have felt if somebody would have called the cops on me when I was a kid just trying to do the right thing. So I'm glad that never happened to me, never got the cops called on me, you know what I'm saying, for mowing nobody's yard. But as I say, today is a new, different day and time. People are so quick to call the cops over every little thing. And this goes to show you where we at as a culture, as a society, as a nation, when you have people calling police on children for mowing the yard, when you have children doing all kinds of other things out here, you know, making babies, smoking drugs, breaking in houses and cars, killing folks even, and you see a child, instead of encouraging that child, bring that child a cup of lemonade or water, you decide to call the police on them. But big shout out to everybody who support him, got behind him, and big shout out to him also for persevering on. That right there shows that this young man is really sincere about what he do, and he believe in himself. And his parents should be proud of him. But let me know what you all think about this video. If you like the video, push that like button. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and definitely share this video. And if you encounter any hate, because you're going to encounter some, sure as you do good and sure as you shining, it's going to be somebody try to bring you down, whether it's in the gardening, whether it's in your lawnmower service, or whether it's at your regular everyday jobs, or whether it's here on social media. People are going to hate you regardless if you do good, if you do bad, or whatever. So just don't worry about it and push on, because trust me, they going to be the one left hating. You going to go on into glory. Anyway, y'all stay blessed. Have a nice day. I'm out.